So I didn't know that tits flap in the wind when someone is crying. So does, like, Flare have magical tits or something? Do they move up and down the moment tears stream down her face? Them jugs. Alright, so first half of this chapter, for the most part, not really anything happened. It felt a bit stale at this point of the first half, from, I guess, like, the first page onward up until, like, the middle of the chapter. It was mainly just the end, you know, kind of celebrating. And I like how the Giants, they kind of had, like, yeah, they care for her, but they still are very stern, so it didn't make them look like bitches or anything. And they were just kind of like, you know, they looked a little ferocious, even though they were still kind-hearted. No pussy Giants here. But other than that, nothing really happened in the first half of the chapter. It was really the second half, towards the end of the chapter, where things got very interesting. I really like how Hero was building up to these 9 demon gates, these 9 wizards and whatnot. Last chapter, we got Silver. Silver was looking pretty beast. And then in this chapter, we got Kyouka. And when she gets, you know, to the Succubus Guild, when Minerva arrives there, it just clearly shows that, yo, they are pretty fucking merciless. Their own people, the Succubus Guild, which just look like some grunts at this particular point. She pretty much fucking wiped out everyone, and it looks like she's probably gonna wipe out Minerva if Minerva ain't strong enough to pretty much withstand her power, because it seems as though her power is sort of like a massive power-up of some sorts, and apparently if they can't withstand the amount of magical power, they turn into, it looks like paper mache, I don't know, like freaking gingerbread men looking type of things. So clearly the 9 demon gates aren't any type of, you know, nice people. At least Kyouka and Silver from what we've seen thus far. And it's also hinted that Tartarus is probably planning on making a move soon towards fighting, because Kyouka said pretty much that we're getting ready soon because there's going to be a massive battle coming up. So I'd imagine Tartarus is possibly going to strike now that the Dragon Festival, you know, Grand Magic Games, everything that happened with the dragon, I don't think was too long ago, so they probably counting that everybody is still weakened from that big battle that they had with the dragons, and now would be a great time to strike on everybody. The thing that I'm wondering though is how effective will their magic be, because it seems as though, you know, it was said that they have Demon Slayer magic, but people in Fairy Tail and other good guilds aren't demons, so how effective will their magic be is what I'm wondering. And also I'm curious as to Kyoka's power. Is her power simply that she overloads people until they turn into those paper things, unless they, like, can handle the power, or are there other powers that she can wield as well? Because I'd imagine a lot of people in Fairy Tail would be able to handle, you know, being overpowered with magic and, like, survive it. Unless she was being sarcastic and she just really went there and fucked everyone up in Succubus for the fuck of it. Because after all, this is Tartarus, and they are pretty much the top #1 dark guild out of all of Fiora, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just didn't really give a fuck about Succubus Guild. And that also proves even further how strong they are. If they pretty much took out Succubus Guild, one of the 9 demon gates took out every single person in this dark guild alone, then it's like, holy fuck, just how strong and what is the extent of their power. So definitely Hero doing a good thing in building up these 9 demon gates. First Silver, last chapter looked pretty awesome, and then Kyouka wiping out an entire dark guild by herself. But prior to that, the chapter, for the most part, the first half was just really a celebration, and not much went down other than the whole Flare reunion with the Giants. And I'm wondering, is Flare gonna stay with the Giants, or is she gonna eventually join Fairy Tail? I wish we would get some clarity on that, but probably next chapter when they arrive home back at the guild, they're gonna figure out if she's gonna stay with them or not. I mean, really, what the fuck is Flare gonna do with a bunch of giants anyway? Although she would fit right in since she does have giant tits. So overall, it was an interesting chapter towards the end, but aside from that, it was pretty stale in the beginning and middle half. It was mainly just, you know, celebrating, we won, and the whole Flare thing with the Giants. It's not like we got any backstory with the Giants or anything to really feel for them or feel like, oh man, they finally reunited. So I didn't really feel too much for the moment. It was, I guess, somewhat sentimental for Flare because, you know, I kind of feel bad for the character, everything she went through with Raventail, but other than that, I didn't really get, like, super attached to the moment. I just can't wait to see more of these 9 demon gates because so far, I'm impressed with what they're doing. I'm gonna give this one 5.5 out of 10. It was average, close to fine. Mainly, you know, like I said, the end of the chapter with the whole Minerva and the Succubus Guild getting wiped out and whatnot to this Kyouka. I'm interested to see what extent is their power from Tartarus, and also, will Minerva survive? Will she be able to withstand this power up? I mean, she's pretty strong, so I'd imagine she'd be able to withstand it, but hopefully we see some more, and maybe Minerva will come back and it'll be a real threat this time for Erza. Let me know what you think first of all. Do you think Minerva will survive that ending? Again, I'd imagine so. I don't see her dying off screen or whatnot, but do you think that she's going to come back even more stronger and this time really fuck Erza up? Also, from the 2 of the 9 demon gates so far that we've seen, Silver and Kyouka, who do you think is more badass? For me, I'm still with Silver, but Kyouka definitely is in my books right now and in my radar because she wiped out all of Succubus Guild, pretty much an ally to them, like nothing. And overall, you're excited to move on because it's the end of the arc, and next chapter, I'd imagine it's going to be the introduction to what's their next mission going to be. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see more of these 9 Demon Gates, because right now, I'm liking how Hero is slowly building them up, and hopefully we get some really good stuff later on with them. I really hope he doesn't just, like, build them up and then they get their asses kicked. Let's get some real serious threats. This is Tartarus. This is the creme de la creme of the villains. I want to see some greatness with Silva and Kyouka. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.